what is a business kinesiologist? I've heard about this kinesiology just about a couple of years ago. And even though I was a bit, curious to know, find out more, but I just didn't come actually along to see someone who practiced that until a year ago. And I was quite surprised with the result and how it can affect ourselves. So that's why in today's show, I'm going to introduce you to a friend of mine who is a business kinesiologist and a mindset coach. Hi, my name is Helia Singh, and I'm a wealth coach. And this is part of the series of interviewing female coaches. And so this way you will get to know what do they do. And so if you are thinking, oh, I should have done this, or I always wanted to know what is this about in different area of life, that's the place. This is the library for you. All you have to do is just go through each episodes and see what's the title and see if it resonates with you. And then you can find out the right person to talk to. So now, without further ado, I would like to invite and introduce my dear friend, Melanie Yeoh. Hi, Melanie. Thank you very much for being here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure to be here. I'm really thrilled and excited about your podcast series and interviews that you're creating. That's amazing.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Look, I've been, of course, known you for a while now. And so personally, I mean, what does the business kinesiologist do? So is it something that is similar to massage, or is it I have no idea what it is, especially when it comes in terms of business. So please share with us.
Yeah, great question. It's something I get asked all the time. And so a kinesiologist is somebody who works with the body. So we help people by tuning into the body's innate ability to heal itself. And what that means is, you know how when you cut yourself, like you don't have to do anything, the body just knows how to heal. Yeah, perfect. So the reason why this happens is because your body is an amazing and complex mechanism that is designed to be in what's called homeostasis or balance. And what a kinesiologist does is we work with the body's systems and to create that balance. And for me personally, I do it energetically. So there are so many different types and modalities of kinesiology out there. And so if you've seen one kinesiologist, it doesn't mean that they're all the same, because we all practice in different ways. So what a kinesiologist does essentially is helps to rebalance the body's nervous system and to make sure that there's, I guess, a balance in between the mental, the emotional, the physical, and also the energetic and spiritual aspects of that person. Because as you can imagine, when we're out of balance, that's when stress occurs. And we get symptoms like, I don't know, skin conditions or gut issues, pain. And those are all just signs that the body is out of balance. And so with kinesiology, it makes it really simple because we can tune into what the body actually needs through a process called muscle testing. And so, yeah, so what I've done with kinesiology to integrate it with business kinesiology is to really help take the stress out of business and working with business owners to help eradicate self-sabotage so that they can actually grow a prosperous business.
That's amazing. So, and I know you are a mindset coach as well. So you use the kinesiology to help business owners or people to change their mindset as well. Am I correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's all integrated because we have what's known as a mind-body-spirit connection. And for me, what that means is, being able to say and do and feel things that are in congruence and in alignment, because I'm sure you know what it's like when sometimes somebody says something, but then they go and do something completely different.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And sometimes that's what happens in business. Like we say we really want to be able to create the successful business, but then we spend all this time, I don't know, scrolling on the phone or on social media and not actually working on the business. And so that's when people become out of alignment with what they actually say they want and what they truly want. So by combining kinesiology, which is the muscle testing, and the mindset work, I can help my clients to become more congruent and more aligned, so that instead of scrolling on social media for hours on end, that they actually realize that that's not helping them, and working on their business is going to get them closer to what they want.
That's great. So is it something that because you are working with the bodies, is this means that you need to be next to the person to do it, or is it can be done from far or through Zoom or something else?
Yeah, great question. So traditionally, with kinesiology, it's all in person. So we use a process called muscle testing, because what kinesiology came from a gentleman called Dr. George Goodhart back in the 1960s, where he realized that specific muscles in the body related to different meridians in the traditional Chinese acupuncture system. And so what this meant was, because he could map that across, we are actually working with energy. And when you do energetic work, you don't necessarily have to be in the same room as the person. You can be halfway across the world, and you can still tap into their energy and work with their energy field as well. So what I love about what I do is that it gives me the flexibility to work with anybody from anywhere in Australia or overseas.
Wow, that's amazing. Look, personally, because I'm actually doing my certification to become an EFT practitioner as well, because
Ah,
I've come across EFT about 12 years ago, and that helped me personally a lot in my life. And definitely, just because of the tapping, you really actually touch the meridian points, and, going through the process really helped me, as if like becoming my own therapist. So that's amazing. You don't need to call someone in the middle of the night if you're having a breakdown. So basically that's in your hand. You can do it. And now I'm integrating that to as part of my coaching, because I know money is energy. And when people are having a
totally.
breakdown talking about money, so I thought, oh, but that's a very good way of, bring them back to other area that I want to talk to them or teach them. But what you are mentioning is that even you don't need to actually touch the person. That's amazing. That just takes it to a completely different level. As
Yeah, so
so, would
what
you mind to just demonstrate something for the sake of our audience, or show them just a bit of a snippet of what they could experience?
Yeah, so if I can just extrapolate on that a little bit more,
Sure,
um,
please.
as in what a session might look like, so just to give you a better idea as well, and the audience as well. So what normally happens in a session is we look at what your current challenges or your stresses might be. And this is really important, because it's not necessarily what you're not doing, but it's why you're not doing it, and getting underneath that and the underlying core reason, right?
Yes.
I can see you're resonating with this.
Absolutely. Many
Yeah.
reasons. I've got a big list of why I'm not doing it. Yes.
Yeah. And so with the kinesiology, what happens is I can tap into that person through what we call a proxy. And so we're working through, how can I explain this? It's like through a medium, and I can either send energy through this proxy to the person, or I'll get the person to hold or tap those acupressure or acupuncture points like you do in EFT as well. Sometimes I get them to look in different directions with their eyes, or repeat certain phrases after me as well. And that's what anchors it in the session for them too.
Wow.
Yeah. So in terms of, something simple for us to teach today, there's something known as emotional stress points in the body. And do you know what they are?
No, I don't know, but I'm sure everybody has felt stress. That's life. I think that's just become norm these days. Yes.
Yeah. And so going back to the idea that we innately already know how to heal ourselves, how many times have you gone, oh my God, this is way too much, I can't deal?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the reason why we do this is that there are actually neurolymphatic points at the top of our head, and these are emotional stress points. And so by holding your hand there, you're actually equilibrating the energy between the two stress points. And oftentimes people can feel this. So if you were to put your, all right, Let's do a really quick example. Can you think of something that's quite stressful for you at the moment? Maybe a situation that's going on?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah,
And if you were to rate it out of 10, how would that be for you?
definitely 10.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that, but let's clear it.
Oh, wow, amazing.
Okay,
Please.
so what I invite you to do is just popping your hand on your top of your forehead. Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. Just thinking of the situation that's going on for you at the moment, and you're welcome to close your eyes as you do this. So thinking about what it is that's going on, what's being said, what you see, what you hear, and just tuning into that situation. And now, when you have a really good sense of it, what I invite you to do instead is now think about what is the solution that you would like for that situation. So thinking about what the ideal outcome would be and how you would like it to play out. So how are things resolved? How are conversations? How do they go? What actions are being taken to create the resolution of what it is that you actually want? Now, just really focusing in on what it is that you desire instead.
Yeah.
Perfect. So if you wanted to just remove your hand from your forehead, when you think about that situation now, how does that feel out of 10?
To be fair, it's about now 7 or 8 because
Yeah.
I can see the solution more clear.
Yeah, amazing. And that was just like what, a couple of minutes. So normally there's a bigger process that we can do around that, but I just wanted to show how quick we can actually change how you're feeling about something and move from the problem to the solution.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. Perfect. Thank you so much for demonstrating that. And yeah, so look, I know and I've heard that you have some group sessions as well. So
Yeah.
is this something that everybody can join?
Yeah, look, at the moment, what I've created are some new moon intention setting circles.
Wow.
And this is part of the Business Women's Circle, which I established last year or the year before. And I love these. And it's just a way to tune into the rhythm of the earth and the moon in terms of how you go about your business as well. Because at the new moon, it's a really beautiful time to create an intention for what you'll do for the next 28 days. And so these new moon circles, I hold them via Zoom, and anyone's invited to come and join, and they're really fun. We just had a full moon one recently, and we looked at letting go of what doesn't serve you. So it's
Sounds great. Just let
yeah.
me go. Absolutely. We often hold on to things that we can't change. And that I think that's where the stress starts. Stuff. And for the sake of our audience, I would like to share this with you that what I was thinking about was about my weight issues. I may seem okay, not overweight to you, but to myself, I feel that I'm not at my best. And it's not about the body image and stuff. No, 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 I'm not talking about that. It's about the personal things that, okay, what was my weight last year and what it is this year. And even though I've been doing a lot of things, but why I've got this much weight. So, and that means my body is telling me something I have to do and I have to fix, but why I haven't been able to get the hang of it. But now, yeah, while I was doing that, so I could see some other options that I haven't tried it. So I just said that, okay, maybe that is my solution.
Yeah, and it like dealing with weight issues is sometimes can be really quite layered and complicated, because it's like the way I look at it, it's like, what are you holding on to? And why are you holding on to that? And what's actually underneath it? So there's, oh my goodness, we could talk forever about
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
But it's looking at, what is your secondary gain as well? And that's a topic that I love talking about.
I know. Tell me about it. Yes. Why we hold on to things that we don't want to. Yes.
Yeah.
That's scary, but that's the beginning of opening that Pandora box.
Yeah. And sometimes I think, people aren't even conscious
Mhm.
of that that's what they're doing. It's
Yeah,
just how their life is, and they don't know any other way
sure.
until they start exploring it.
Absolutely. Even though I appreciate that what you are doing for business women. So is it something that even my audience, even if they are not in business, they can get in touch with you and have a session with you? Is it something that you would do for anyone, or is it just
Yeah.
specifically for business women?
Yeah, so the majority of my clients run their own business, or they're looking to transition from working full time for somebody else into
Ah,
running
I
their own
like that.
business.
Really?
But I also work with just the general public who have stress, because everybody has stress in some way, shape, or form, and they're maybe looking for different ways of dealing with it, ways that don't include medication, ways that don't include, I guess, a lot of talk therapy, because sometimes that can reinforce the issue. And it's just looking at alternative ways to get more in touch with your body and
Mm,
really understand who you are. So by combining the kinesiology, which is the energy work, and the mindset work, it really helps the person to shift, I'm almost going to say, their identity.
wow, that's big. You don't know how many times I've heard the word identity in the last week.
Oh,
And
really?
I think the universe is trying to tell me something. Oh my God. Oh God. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because
amazing.
everything's driven by the stories that we tell ourselves, isn't it?
That's right.
And if you realize that you can change the story or change the meaning of something that's happened to you in the past, then that is where the power is.
That's right. How do we define ourselves?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So look, personally, of course, because I've done massage, I've done some other things. So I know, okay, like in my body, so okay, how many sessions I need to, somehow get rid of a problem, whatever is the problem. When it comes to energy healing or kinesiologist, so what's your view as a professional? So how many sessions somebody need just on one specific issues, not let's say to fix their whole life now. Otherwise, I think that's something that you have to keep going for the rest of your life. But let's say for example, stress or weight loss, how many sessions roughly they need to have to clear that?
How long is a piece of string? Because because what I've realized and what I've learned over time is that there are so many layers to things. So, for example, I've worked on an issue in the past that I thought I'd cleared, but it just comes around and shows itself in a different way. But it might show itself in a deeper way. And every healing that you get, every coach that you work with, every therapy that you do, it just keeps peeling away the layers. And it's almost like, sometimes you come round and round and round and round. And what is the bottom of it? Who
Yes,
can tell? And I don't know what your beliefs are around, in terms of whether we're just here, or what you might believe in terms of past generations or past lives.
definitely I do. Yes.
Yeah, so it can be very complicated, because a lot of the times as well, we're not just dealing with us from this lifetime, we're dealing with generational trauma or generational issues that get passed down. So
Absolutely.
it can be quite complicated, and I don't want to absolutely say with certain it's going to take X amount of sessions, because every person's different, and what might heal in one session for one person, it might take a bit longer for somebody else, depending also on what they're, again, comes down to the secondary gain, what they are, why they might be holding on to it, and whether they actually truly want to let it go.
Very well said. And thank you very much for your honesty, because we don't want to just tell people to say, oh, okay, you need 3 sessions and that's it. Your life is all great. I wish it was such a thing, but again, it can't happen because it just depends on who we are, what's our experiences, what traumas we've been through, and what's the personality. This is amazing. Yeah, absolutely. This topic, we can talk forever. This is one of those topics that I really love to know more. But one thing that I learned is that now it's up to us to stop that generational, trauma to pass on to the next generation. So, and that's why we need to start with the self-healing. And the healing, that's, I think as women, we owe it to ourselves. We've done a lot for so many people. So now is the time to do it to ourselves. Look, definitely I will be there on the next sessions and the Zoom group sessions, because I would like to, really be there with the other women there and, just experience it more. So amazing. Thank you so much for your time. So how my clients, my audience can get in touch with you, Melanie?
Yeah. So there are different ways to get in touch with me. I do have a website, which is thebusinesskinesiologist.com, or you can find me on Instagram at thebusinesskinesiologist. Or if you want to join the Facebook group, the Business Women's Circle, and you don't have to be in business to join the group, it's just facebook.com/groups/the Business Women's Circle. And that's where you can find out all of the upcoming events and find out more about what I do. And yeah, I'd love to connect.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Anyway, we're going to put all bio and with the links to all your socials in the group, in the section, in the comment section. So please, guys, I'm sure you want to know more. And I think the best way to find out more is just go there and try it yourselves. That's the best way. So you can't just test the water by just sitting here and say, oh, I think it's, that's the temperature. You need to get in there. Yeah. Definitely, I suggest you to do that, because I'm going to be there as well to try this. Really appreciate your time, Melanie. What you do is amazing, and helping businesswomen to change their mindset around their success, as well as that they heal themselves. So amazing. Thank you so much. And guys, if you love this video, which I'm sure you do, please don't forget to send your comment, love it, share it with others. And until next episode, have a happy, healthy, wealthy life. Bye for now.